Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to a very important episode in which I'm gonna explain you absolutely everything regarding this event, the Kartz trial. An episode which is extremely important because you're soon gonna understand that the rewards are fantastic and it's absolutely necessary that you take your time to get as many hits as possible in this event. So I'm gonna split this very advanced video in 3 categories. One is gonna be the rewards, then it's gonna be the buffs, and then it's how should you set your march. Now, I have specifically started with the rewards for a simple reason, because if you are looking in here, you're gonna see this glorious citadel. I have actually a video on this. If I find it, I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. Absolutely overrated. Granted, I never had a chance to obtain this skin, and most likely I will never gonna have a chance to obtain this skin, and I'm absolutely fine with that. Of course, we have to mention that the March query looks absolutely dope, super awesome, but that's exactly how it is. Things which you do not possess will always gonna look far better than this, but that's not the point why I have started with the rewards, because every single hit in here counts, and it doesn't simply matter if you are winning or if you are losing. Important is to get the most amount of hits possible till this event ends in roughly 7 days. Because every hit means great rewards. So that's exactly why I wanted to start with the rewards, because this should definitely motivate you to watch this video till the end and actually participate and take advantage of this, and make sure you don't let your event window here to reach 20 tries, because otherwise this regeneration process is stopping and you are not taking full advantage of this. So yeah, this is pretty much everything regarding to this point, rewards. Now let's jump into the second point of this video, which are the buffs. So please pay attention of the order which I have put these points, because it's super important. So first of all, you always gonna start after reset. You come in here and you're gonna give these likes with these emojis. Now of course you can go on the world ranking and do it there, but some servers actually prefer to buff their own people, and that's super important because these buffs will be active the whole day. So this is definitely the first thing what you're gonna do after reset, no matter if you're ready to hit yes or no. So in this category, buffs, one thing which you can already use right now, of course, are Amalia's buffs, and you find them here. These are the paints. You can already use them if you know in the next 1 hour or so you're gonna hit, because these are cheap, and you see the amount of paints I have right now, so it doesn't matter if I pop 3 or 4, I have enough of them. The next thing we have to talk, since we are in this menu right here, of course, are the base skins buff. These are definitely very important, and not just that, also villas. It's super important, but here you have to pay attention. Do not use them right now. I'm gonna explicitly tell you in the video exactly when is the moment in which you're gonna come here and use your base skin buffs, and of course also villas. So next category, which has something to do with the buffs, of course, are the buffs which this event provides you with, just in case you are failing, in which you should prioritize these buffs. So the most important one is the damage increase. The second important one is DF. The third most important one, choose damage decrease. Then you're gonna have attack, and then you're gonna also have HP. Of course, we know we have this Shamshir bonus, but since I only have one Shamshir set, I won't include this necessarily in this list. So you see the priority list now on the screen, so make sure you balance it out, but generally this is how you should prioritize these buffs coming from the event. And of course, on top you also have a button to ask for help from a friend, and they can jump in and help you get one level further. But again, most important is your participation, and not necessarily if you win or lose. So also in this category buffs, I would like to include the skins. So the big question is, okay, what skins should I use? And honestly speaking, if you have the Icy Snow Town, this is absolutely fantastic. It doesn't simply matter if you're attacking with planes, with tanks, with navy. On top of this, these certain levels would allow you to put up to 4 marches. We're gonna get to that in a second. So it's definitely a very strong alternative. If you do not have this, of course, also the Mountain Academy will work. But if you want to go specific for the cases in which you are only attacking with 1 march and you are choosing tanks or navy or planes, here are the best choices. So for the tanks, I will definitely gonna tell you, you can use the Bear of Hearts. You have the first 2 rows with 12%, but here I have all 3 rows of 12%, so definitely a close call. When it comes down to the planes, I would suggest the Air Fortress, but then again, I think the Icy Snow Town is still gonna be better. And when it comes down to the Navy, yes, there is one skin here, which is the Enigma Island. You also see I do not actually possess it due to that very bad holding in stock buff. You could use this, but then again, you could use the Icy Snow Town. Absolutely perfect. So this is everything regarding the buffs. So before we jump to the next very important topic of this video, which is how to attack, what exactly you're gonna do, let me add one more important thing is make sure you come in here to the Super Lab and turn all your Valhallas, no matter how many you have, into Offense Valhalla. This is absolutely extremely important and absolutely super worth it. So now let's jump into the attack phase. So how exactly are you gonna do this? First of all, you have to see your opponent and set your march. Now there are 2 stages in which you can only attack with 1 lineup, but there are also stages in which you can attack with up to 4 lineups, and we're gonna go deeper into this. So what you wanna do is, of course, set your march. In this case, my opponent are tanks, and also for my account, my tanks are far stronger than my Navy. There is no reason for me actually to try with a Navy, but you could set your Navy here if you choose so. And of course, for this case, I will also gonna use all 5 heavy troopers, and please make sure you come in here and actually select all the heavy troopers to be set, in this case for me, as tanks. Now, let's have a look at the march. And here is exactly how it looks like, just in case I am only allowed to use 1 march to attack that opponent. And here you see me using all 5 heavy troopers, and you definitely should use all the heavy troopers which are available to you or you are allowed to deploy in battle. Especially, I'm mentioning this because I know a lot of people don't have full modules on the heavy troopers, but if you have enough modules to deploy him, definitely is worth to use it. So here is how I set up this attack right here and how I have set the heavy troopers. And I think this is the best way because you must take full advantage of the shark formation, which means in other words the slots 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8 are the ones having extra powerful buffs, and that's why I am putting the 5 heavy troopers exactly on these 5 positions. Now let me give you a code which you can use to write me in a comment exactly your setup, and I will immediately understand and help you with some extra tips. So let's code as following. The blue heavy trooper, I'm gonna use the letter B. For the yellow heavy trooper, I'm gonna use the letter Y. For the blade so heavy trooper, he is kind of purple, therefore I'm gonna use the letter P. Then you have the slots 4, 6, 7 and 9, which are units, therefore you can use a 0. The red heavy trooper, I'm gonna code it with the letter R. And the latest heavy trooper, which is the luminary knight heavy trooper, I'm gonna use the letter L. So in this case, if you want to describe exactly this configuration in a message and ask for suggestions, you're gonna write B minus Y minus P, 0 minus L minus 0, 0 minus R minus 0. And I will immediately understand exactly the way you have set your heavy troopers and will be able to give you some extra tip. Now this is the case in which you can use 1 single march, but of course there are cases in which you can use up to 4 lineups, like you see for example the stage number 40. Now how should you approach this? This is very important to evaluate this, because if you have a look at my account right here, I also have a second march which is kind of decent. So here you see my Navy, my tanks and the planes, and here again you see my tanks, my planes and my Navy. So if we go back on this opponent right here, which is Navy, what I have done, I have selected my main Air Force march and used 2 heavy troopers. You can see I've selected the luminary knight on slot 5 and the yellow heavy trooper on slot 2, the second Air Force setup, and for that I'm using the red heavy trooper, and after that I'm gonna put my Navy versus Navy, and after that I'm gonna put my tanks with no heavy trooper. So you can use that if you have a decent march, which means in other words at least those heroes should have 5 stars in order to make sense. more or less regardless of their strength, because we have a lot of heroes in Top War. A lot of them are absolutely useless. So you can try that as a second march, adding an extra full march of units in order to increase your chances to win. At this point, once you are sure I am ready to hit this next wave, that's exactly the moment in which you go back onto your base skins buffs, Viller buffs, and then you're gonna use it exactly then. Make sure that the heavy troopers are set accordingly. In this case, it's stage 42. I can only use one lineup, so let's go have a run at them and see. Okay, it's a defeat, but it doesn't matter. Again, the most important thing are here using all your hits, and take advantage of this, because every single hit, no matter if you are winning or you're losing, you're gonna get some awesome rewards. Apropos hits, apropos rewards, since now I have obtained from Kartz trial 1 gold catalyst, 2 purple catalysts, 1 or 2 blue catalysts, I think, some bunch of gear, Titan gear material, and I think 1 or 2 heavy trooper chip boxes. I think they were purple. So anyways, beautiful people, this is a very advanced video regarding this, and let me also address briefly the entry point which you start. So I literally started from level 25. I succeeded to beat level 25, and then I succeeded. I tried level 30. I succeeded, and from that moment I started. So from my perspective, I think it doesn't simply matter that much. Most important is get as many hits as possible during these 7 days, and good luck in getting great rewards, because they are there, they are possible, and maybe you can get your hands on some gold catalysts or shiny stuff. So beautiful people, yeah, as always, yeah, don't forget to support what supports you back, which is this channel since 2022, which is me also personally, by answering tons of DMs every single day. So please make sure you are subscribed to this channel, share the channel with your friends to give them access to such high quality information videos. And as always, yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to see me in the next episode. Ciao guys.